Good evening, y'all. What's going on? 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 How y'all doing, man? I'll pull up. Where's my phone? I left my phone. In my Yeah, hold on. My son said hello, chat. Let me get myself together here. I forgot to bring this in here with me. Who know how to set up a a Google sheet, a Google Doc. Like, who know how to set up a Google Doc where people can sign into it and change, like, add stuff to it. Anybody know how to do that? What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing, man?
What's up, Tim?
So what's it? Seawalk. That's Seawalk. Yeah, Seawalk. What's up, Seawalk? See, we got. Oh, wait a minute. Before I get to that, man, let's get the pleasantries out the way. Uh, Let me send out the bat signal. The case. We live, baby. Yeah, we live, baby. All right. Now let me put this here. Okay. Okay. All right. Y'all could tell I was kind of all over the place. When I was first coming in, I was a little bit all over the place. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I just woke up not too long ago. My sweetie came through the door and she woke me up, and I was like, "Oh man, I got to go get it. I got to go get it together." So we gonna first of all, let me do this right here. Right. I forgot to hit y'all off with that. Gotta hit y'all off with that. And now that I hit y'all off with that, let me say good evening. If this first time tuning into Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning into Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome and give you a nice hearty. Well, thank you for always tuning into Tim's Tidbits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., aka Aranya Grande. Y'all know, different background. We in the dungeon right now. We in the back cave. We in here where we put in work, but Big Spider ain't never fought. You hear me? He always there. So This is a very special episode of the intraday price Hexion. So I'm not even gonna show you that screen. I'm gonna show you this screen right here. The screen that I'm gonna show you is the one that says Conquer the Asian Session giveaway. Uh-oh, I'm blocking it a little bit for those that's on a device that's got me up in the corner right there. I don't know if everybody, like the way I be looking on YouTube, I'll be up in the corner. Right. If you in the Zoom, I probably don't be blocking it, but on YouTube, I'll be blocking it. So I want you to get the full effect. Conquer the Asian Session giveaway. We are having a giveaway today. Right. What is the giveaway for? For those who do not know, right? On May the 12th, I will be doing a 2-week workshop, program, conference, whatever you want to call it, where we get together every night at from 8 to 9:30 p.m. and we deep dive into price reading the Asian session, looking at how does the ICT concepts play out during the Asian session. We will have 3 models that we will specifically be looking for to see if they set up, but we will be studying the price and learning how to read the tape, how to identify the signatures, right? From May the 12th through May the 22nd. Monday through Friday, that is. Monday through Friday, May the 12th, the Asian session. We're going to be, the Asian session, because that the 11th is Mother's Day. And I said, I ain't going to do nothing on Mother's Day. I'm not going to pull up on the evening of Mother's Day. So we're going to start that Monday evening, right? I already dropped the link for the gang. I can get that off the screen now. I'll leave it on the screen. I'll just pop back up there so y'all can see me. I already dropped the link for the gang. I dropped it on the 1st, right? I dropped it on the 1st for the gang. There's only 10 slots left, right? The gang went crazy. They jumped in and started purchasing. There's only 10 slots left. I will be dropping a link for non-gang members tomorrow. If you're part of the gang, the cost is $100. If you're not part of the gang, the cost is $250. Tonight, during our price action recap, we will be doing a giveaway for 1 slot. Y'all know how I do my giveaways. The rules to my giveaways, you have to be present. Presito. You got to be present to participate and to win. You have to be present to participate and to win, right? If somebody happens to not be here when we do the drawing, there will be 1 redraw, just 1. We're not going to redraw 500 times. 1 redraw, right? To pass it on to the next person, right? If you're the winner, as always, you have the option to pay it forward, meaning, hey, I appreciate it, Tim, but I want to pay it forward to someone else who I think will benefit from it more than myself, or just as much as I will, but I want to pay it forward, right? Now, for those who are, you're probably sitting there thinking, oh man, I already bought it. Don't worry about it. If you bought it, your name is going to be on the list for the drawing, right? If you bought it. Now, let me figure out how to do a Google Doc so that I asked y'all, and ain't nobody tell me. Who knows how to do a Google Doc where y'all can just go into it, and when y'all change it, the updates pop up. Look at Rhonda Green popping up. From Google Drive, create a new document Next, click share button and enter the email addresses. Wait a minute, I ain't got nobody email address.
You
Is
can
it me?
you could
Go
just do
ahead.
something different if you want to. Um, are you just trying to get everybody name that's in the chat right now? Basically.
Yeah, I was just trying because I was going yeah, just trying to get everybody's name that's in the chat, like it out. Well, I was just trying to get people to, you know what I'm saying, put their names in the sheet. Well, what can I do?
You
Help me
could
out,
do
Antonio.
a Google form. Basically, just fill out a form. I can make one real quick. It'd be simple.
Look at our resident cubicle crusader.
Hey man, I'm
Huh.
not a crusader, man.
Hey,
What up?
let me see. Google form. You say Google form? What I just do to go to what
Yeah,
I go?
you just Google Forms and they'll pop up. They got some pre-made ones, and you could just delete what you
Google
don't need.
form, the Google.com forms.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Antonio say he not the cubicle. I'm gonna stop calling Antonio the cubicle crusader because I don't want Antonio to jump on me.
You good? I ain't got no beef.
Uh
Yeah, you click on that first one, that green one.
Blank form right here.
There's
That
still the
there.
green one. Oh, that's fine. You can change what you're asking for. I think the plus, yeah, you could do that. You could just do that and do just go to short answer actually, and just have them
Short
type
answer.
them in there. Yeah, and then just say what's your name in the question.
And
And then
then
if you want to title the form so you know what it is, you can say whatever contest or whatever.
oh, okay. Let's see. All right. Uh-oh, spelled that wrong. Still spelled it wrong. There you go. Nope. Okay. Um, and then publish.
Yeah, and then you'll have the link. You can just put in the chat, whatever.
Uh, manage. Anyone with link. That's all I need to do there.
You can change the manager so nobody can edit it, but you can say,
Responders. Yeah, anyone with link.
yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
All right, yeah. Okay.
Hit done, and then publish,
Hey, why I
and
still
then
say untitled form?
there's a
Well, I'm supposed to change the. Oh, there it
there,
is.
there
All
you
right,
go.
all right. There you go.
Then the link is up there at the top. Yeah, you see the little icon.
All right. Okay.
Well,
Now,
you didn't copy it. Go back and copy it.
I thought I did.
The thing was in the way. Unless you hit Control
Oh,
C
I
to
got
get
to
out of
hit
your
it.
map.
Oh, I got to hit it. Okay. And what's
You
short
good now?
URL?
Oh yeah, either way.
They
Yeah,
make it shorter.
yeah. They don't give her a custom name or anything. Just make it short.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Look at that, man. Okay. Now, come over here.
Go back. Let me show you where you can see the responses real quick.
Okay, well,
It's
I
in the
see.
middle. We'll say responses.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, and then they'll have everything that everybody fill in.
Okay. All
If you
right.
throw it in chat, I could send mine. You
Yeah, I'm
want
about
just so
to
you can see it.
put here. Then we'll put it. Where my chat box go? There it is. All right. Okay. Now. Uh oh. All right. So yeah.
You can see the responses now. You see 3 people already did it in the middle. Yep.
Okay. All right. And then okay, then yeah, then I could just yeah, I'll be able to just
You could
copy
do
it.
that, or you can link to the sheets, and I think it'll just send it to like a Google spreadsheet.
Create new separate spreadsheet. Oh, and then it'll put everything. Does it automatically update every time it do it, or do I need to wait till it finish?
I'll probably wait. I'm not sure on that.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me test that right now. See if that see if it updates. Yeah, I just seen something pop in.
Oh,
I just
okay.
saw something pop
Oh,
in.
well, that's cool. There you go.
I look like it. Let me
Oh, yeah,
see.
it did update. It was 7 at first, so yeah,
Yeah.
all good.
Oh, if I say, wow, I don't see Jim. Well, okay. Let me see. Romika. Romika. Yep, it's updating. All right.
Sweet.
Appreciate that, man. Antonio, you just learned me something, man. You just learned me something. So, all right, the way the way it goes, right? Even if you have bought it, still put your name in the sheet. So, cause I ain't typing it now. Before I was gonna go in and copy it and put it in and all that right there, but now I know, hey, boom. Um, it's that way I know it's everybody. So if you hear, fill out this. I pinned it to the top of the YouTube chat and I put it inside the Zoom chat. Right. So make sure you fill out the sheet. I don't know when I'm gonna do the drawing, right? I'm just gonna I'm gonna randomly do it. Right? I'm gonna randomly do it. And then it's gonna be done with a random number generator. Right? We're gonna have a random number generator and how many people be on here, right? So that's right now now it's 14 names on there, right? How many names be on there, right? That's how many the we gonna put in there, and then we just gonna let this generate a number, right? For example, if it was just say if it get up to be 20 people, so it'll be like 1 through 20, and then I'll say generate, and then boom, it'll say number 11, right? And whoever the 11th person is, because you can't get that number 1 there, right? So it's going to be, y'all know how spreadsheets is, it'll be one person off. So that right there would be the 11th person if we was doing it for real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? That'll be the 11th person right there, right? That'll be 11th person there. Or what we can do, since we can't get that 1, we can make the minimum number 2. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the minimum number 2 because the lowest it can go is 2, and then the highest it can go is 19, right? So we'll do 2 and 19, right? And then we'll hit generate, and then boom, whatever number pop in there, then we go to that number, and that's how we're gonna do it. All right. That was just a little test run. Let everybody know how it's going. And then once we do that, right, whoever the person is, right, they will have the option to say, I want to take it, or they got the option to say, I want to pay it forward. And then now we can only do one pay it forward, and we can only do one redraw. Meaning if when I do it, a person name ain't in here, I mean a person who in here, they done left, right? I do one redraw. If I do it and it land on a person and they be like, "Hey, I want to pay it forward," we only do one pay it forward. We can't pay it forward all night long. I'm only doing one edit. We gonna go ahead and get it done, and don't feel pressured if you be like, people gonna look at me crazy if I don't say I want to pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? Don't, hey, want to pay it forward? You want to pay it forward, right? And then Yeah, that's it. All right, let's get to it, man. How y'all doing this evening, man? Is there anyone who where Price did something today that just caught you off guard and you was like, what in the haberdashery and hemoglobin is going on with Price? Right? Did Price catch you off guard with anything? And you like, hey Tim, help me, help me see clearly now that the rain is gone. Right? Do anybody got anything that watch this dog chat anyway? Do anybody got anything that caught them off guard and got any questions for me before we start looking at Price? Right. Um, oh yeah, that was the way that Father alleges and the way that Rhonda was saying about emails and all that. That was gonna make it mad complicated. This Google form that right there is yeah, that's the cheat code right there. That Google form is the cheat code right there. All right. I got my soundboard app ready for some class participation. All right. Today, Monday. Let's go up for a minute. If y'all notice, we are on the continuous contract. who who cares to who cares to try to give me a reason as to why we're on the continuous contract and not the front month, aka the June? Is that the June contract? Yes.
With the front month, the data don't go all the way back.
Yes. Yes. We done ran out of data. We done ran out of data on the front month. If we go over here to NQM 2025, look at there. We way down below the lowest low that we got on that contract. We ain't got nothing to look at to the left, to the left. We ain't got nothing to look at over there. So we are looking at the continuous contract. Okay. As me and the gang talked about yesterday, right? We are, if you look at Price, right? If you look at Price, excuse me, the dealer range that we are in right now is this is equilibrium, right? I don't know if y'all can see that. It's kind of thin. I got it pretty thin on my chart, and this is the equilibrium of the price range from the low back in October 2022 to the high in December 2024, right? So that's the dealing range that we are in. And that gray line right there, right? That gray line there, I thickened it up so that you can see it, right? That right there is equilibrium, right? That's the equilibrium of the dealing range. And it's this low right here from October 2022 to that high to December 2024. Okay. December 2024. That's our dealing range that we're in. Now, looking at the dealing range that we're in, we can see that we have come down right into a discount of our dealing range, right? We've come down into a discount of our overall dealing range. Now we have internal liquidity from it, for our overall dealing range. Right? We got internal liquidity here, right? And it's looking like the algorithm is in a big hurry to get to that sell side. But what do we say? We do not force anything. We just trade what we see, right? If it wants to continue giving us opportunities to sell, to get to that sell side liquidity, we will sell to get to that sell side liquidity. If it wants to come into a discount now and then start giving us opportunities to buy, we would take opportunities to buy. But right now, right, the overall time frame, these are monthly candles, right? The overall time frame, right? We are in a bullish trend. And right now we are in a deep, 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 deep pullback, right? We're in a deep pullback here. If we go from the highest of the high, right, today, well, right now we are at 21, a little over 21% off the high, right? Over 21% off the high, right? On the monthly chart, right? We got a bearish breaking market structure on the monthly chart, right? Bearish breaking market structure on the monthly chart, right? But just because we got a bearish breaking market structure, right, doesn't mean that we're going to sell off forever, right? Whenever price expands and takes out a high, what do you want to see? At least a retracement back to equilibrium. Why? To give smart money an opportunity to participate in buying, right? And you want to see it come to a discount, because smart money wants to buy in a discount and it wants to sell in a premium, right? So we've come back. We have a bearish break-in market structure, right? Now we're down here at our discount. We're here at discount PD arrays now. These are monthly candles. So you're looking at how price responds. You have a monthly bullish breaker here, right? You're watching how does price respond at this bullish breaker, right? You're watching how price responds at this bullish order block, right? On the monthly close. So this is the 7th day of April. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th trading day. The 6th trading day has begun. So we've completed 5 trading days in the month of April, right? And we're down here in a discount. So at 5 p.m. on April 30th, we want to see how did price close in relations to our discount PD arrays, right? This bullish breaker right here, right? This bullish breaker, who can tell me what this bullish breaker's job is? It's to stop price from getting where? This bullish breaker right here. Its job is to stop price from getting where?
Below it.
Not just below it, like, but what is it? What is it is going to protect? It's protecting what? Somebody said to the low.
Protecting the low that sent it there.
Somebody said to the low. Somebody said the low before it. Somebody said the high, right? Somebody said the low that sent it there, right? The low that sent it there is there, right? But the this bullish breaker right here, right? What low is it protecting? Right? We can say this low right here too, right? We can say that low there too. What low is it protecting? Is it protecting this low here, or is it protecting that low there?
The low to the left.
You said the low to the left over here?
Yeah.
Somebody said the first one. Somebody said the low to the left. All right. If it's protecting this low here, right, that low has already been taken. That's how we know it's a breaker. That broke that low already. So it can't be that low. Because how do we get a breaker? We get a high that breaks a low and then moves away. All right. So if a high breaks a low, now this breaker, right? What did this breaker do? It forced people in the market below this low. And then when it trades back up above the breaker, they're trapped, right? So if they're trapped, this breaker shouldn't allow price to get back to that low. Right? Everybody tracking? Everybody tracking that? Right? That's the function of the breaker, right? Of the mitigation block. It's whichever price, whichever leg expands up and creates that breaker or mitigation block, right? That breaker or mitigations block job is to stop it from coming back down to that low, right? And in this case right here, that's the low of our dealing range right there. So this breaker, its purpose is to protect the low of the dealing range at this time in this example, because that low, here's your low, your high, your lower low, your higher high. This is your bullish breaker, right? That's your bullish breaker. We've traded down into the bullish breaker. We're looking at how we close in relations to that bullish breaker on a monthly basis, right? Looking at the entire break from peak to trough, right? Right now we're sitting right around equilibrium. Mean threshold, right around mean threshold. Body to body, we're right at mean threshold, right? So we're looking at on a monthly closure, how do we close in relations to that breaker, right? That's one PD array that you want to see support price, right? What else do we have over here? We got a monthly order block right there. We tapped mean threshold of that monthly order block today. Wick to wick, we tapped it. Body to body, right? Body to body, we tapped it a little bit farther, right? But we came down to mean threshold of that monthly order block right there. Right? We dropped down into that. So we are here at these anticipatory reactionary points on the monthly basis. You say, Tim, I see a big green box down there with a name that I have never seen before, or a time frame that I have never seen used by you before. Who can tell me what this is? This is a BISI. What time frame is that BISI on?
You got a year on there, so yearly.
A year. How many times have y'all ever seen us put a yearly fair value gap on a chart? How many times have y'all ever seen us mark out a yearly fair value gap on a chart? Right. If we go here, as we can see, right, we are now trading inside of a yearly bullish order block, and there's a yearly fair value gap that's below us that can be used as a reclaimed fair value gap if price got heavy, right? For those who don't know, there's two ways that Michael teaches something being reclaimed, right? The first way to reclaim something is you have a bullish fair value gap. You trade on the bottom side of it and make it an inversion fair value gap, get a closure below, and then you trade back above it and get a closure back on top of it. And now you're using it as a reclaimed fair value gap. Or you can trade to it like this here, use it, expand away, right? And then come back down and touch it again. Now it's a reclaimed fair value gap again, right? Those are the two different ways he teach reclaimed fair value gaps. Okay, and we're inside this yearly order block, and we got that bullish potential reclaimed fair value gap down there also. Okay, and that's resting below the sell side liquidity here, right? In my personal humble opinion, right, sweeping this liquidity here, right, that will be a nice sweep of liquidity to go up. Yes, true. We're taking liquidity here, right? We're in the discount of the move, right? But we have a small piece of a monthly BISI resting right there that hasn't been touched, right? And that will be a nice sweep of that liquidity, reprice the rest of that BISI, and tap that reclaimed fair value gap. That will be a beautiful opportunity to take some liquidity to then start to move back up on this retracement here. But Tim, why do you say that? I'm glad you asked that question. Who in the gang, especially those that's in the diamond tier that has just gone through the dealing range lecture, right? Why, based off the dealing range here, why would that be a realistic sweep of liquidity based off the dealing range? What we talked about with the dealing range, with dealing ranges, right? Why would that be a realistic area to sweep liquidity to continue back up? What about dealing ranges tell us that that would be a realistic area to sweep liquidity? That would be a realistic draw on liquidity. An acceptable draw on liquidity. You know, not trying to pick the bottom or anything like that, but what, ain't nobody gonna speak up? Ain't nobody gonna speak up?
Because the measuring gap is there.
No, just talk about the dealing ranges. No, not equilibrium. It is an internal low, but what about that internal low, honey? What about that internal low? Based off the dealing ranges, what about how dealing ranges work, right? What about how dealing ranges work? Okay. What about it says, hey, that right there would be a reasonable started to move up.
Because that's the low of that dealing range right there.
This is the low of the dealing range here. That's the low of the dealing range. Because the high was, there you go. There you go. Y'all give it up for Honey, man. Y'all give it up for Honey. Now, when the algorithm is creating a dealing range, right? For those who don't know, a dealing range is when you take out liquidity, right? When you come down, like we come down here, right? And we took out sell side liquidity. Then we moved up here and we took out buy side liquidity here, right? So now this is a dealing range, right? This portion of the dealing range was efficiently delivered, right? So if you have a portion of the dealing range that's efficiently delivered, you focus on like the last energetic move, right? So all this right here is a balanced price range. And if you look at the energetic move from the dealing range, right, we've pulled back down into a discount PDU rate, right? So once we pulled back into internal liquidity, right, we expanded up and we took out the liquidity of the upper portion of the dealing range, right? When we took out the liquidity of the upper portion of the dealing range, right? Once we take out that buy side liquidity, right, you can anticipate sell side liquidity being taken, right? You can anticipate sell side liquidity being taken, right? So once we moved up there, right, we expanded up, right? And in this price leg, right, this price leg here inside, now the dealing range is this big. Let's do this right here, right? Take this off of there, right? Once we took out that high there, right, now our dealing range is this big, right, to that high, right? We got very efficient delivery happening in this portion of this price leg, right? So we're looking at the expansion part of it, right? We came back down into a discount of that move and we continued up, right? Now the dealing range is that high right there, right? And then now that we've started to move down, right? And we've extended the dealing range up again, right? Right now the dealing range is this size here, right? And we have sell side liquidity and sell side liquidity there. Now, inside the dealing range, right? Inside the dealing range, we have actual sell side liquidity inside our dealing range, right? Now we have taken out buy side liquidity. We're extending our dealing range up, right? We're taking buy side liquidity. Okay. How does a trending market moves? External to internal, external to internal, external to internal, right? So we come here, we came above external, move back to internal liquidity, which was a imbalance, right? Then we've taken out external liquidity of the dealing range, right? We've taken out external liquidity of the dealing range. And here you can see this move taking out external, right? It doesn't stop until we get here. That's where it stops. We don't try to pick a top like here. When we got here and it came back down, right? We didn't take out that low right there, right? Because we had this high, right? We came down, we made that low. We went up and made that high, right? When we pulled back down, right? We didn't take out that low. What do? We engineered more sell side liquidity, right? And then once we got to the top, right, we've taken out buy side liquidity after creating the dealing range, right? And now we've come back down into that internal liquidity. And where's the next internal liquidity? Right there, right? So we've come down and taken that liquidity there, right? We're at our anticipatory reactionary point. Right? So now we're watching to see, are we going to pull into the draw? Because this is where the most liquidity resides outside and inside this dealing range, right? Inside this dealing range, this is where the most liquidity resides inside our dealing range, right? I always want to think in the terms of where is the most liquidity for the algorithm, right? It's in a discount, internal liquidity, all of that. And because we've attacked external liquidity and extended the dealing range, right? That's why that right there would be just low hanging fruit coming down, right? Why you're not looking for it to stop there in reverse, right? Because it's not a discount of the dealing range, right? This energetic price leg, we've already come to the discount. This energetic price leg, we've already come to the discount. We pulled back and engineered sell side liquidity. The only portion of the dealing range we haven't come back to a discount is the entire dealing range, right? So that wouldn't be the spot where you want price to keep going up. You would want it to come back to a discount to give you smart money opportunity to buy. And the best place, the best time to go long, right, is after liquidity has been swept, and then you look for a reason to buy in a discount, right? Right? You want to sweep liquidity and look for opportunity to buy in a discount. Okay. Just like over here, right? Came down here, took out sell side liquidity, expanded away. Now you're waiting on it to come back to discount to buy in a discount, right? Sweep liquidity, expand away, retrace to a discount, buy in a discount, right? Come here, sweep liquidity, expand away, come back to a discount, buy in a discount, right? That's how the concepts work. Let's go check on our sheet, man, and see who all tapped in. All right. We got 21 people tapped in.
Where's the form?
What, you weren't here in the beginning?
I was here, but I'm looking on my thing and I don't see how I can put my information in.
There's a link. You say he was here? There's a
Yeah,
link.
I heard him tell us how to set it up and everything, but
There's
I
a
just
link
see the
in
two
the,
pictures.
there's a link in the chat. There's a link in the chat. If you click on it, it's inside the Zoom chat and it's pinned to the top of the YouTube chat.
Okay.
Use the Zoom chat.
That's what I'm trying to look for, guys. Okay. Whew. Okay.
It should say forms.google something, something, something.
In the pop-up chat. Okay.
Just I don't know.
I got
it's
you.
in the chat.
No.
No, use the Zoom chat. Use the Zoom chat.
Does chat that we actually in? Okay.
Yes.
not
Okay.
Discord, like the Zoom.
Not
Yeah,
this,
I was
the
in
Discord.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the. All right, let's go back while Yolanda trying to find that. Okay. So that's where we at on the monthly, right? On the weekly time frame, we see that we've come down to God dog it. Right. We see that we've come down to a weekly fair value gap. Right. This is why did I mark out this fair value gap? That's the lowest imbalance on the weekly, right? In this portion, right? In this dealing range right here, this weekly dealing range there, that's the lowest imbalance on the weekly time frame, and it's just above the internal liquidity where it looks like price is gunning to, right? So as you see, as we come down from the monthly time frame, it's starting to take shape and looking like a market maker sell model. We're dropping fast on this side, but it's looking like a market maker sell model as we come down into taking shape. And that right there would be your liquidity that you would anticipate price engaging, right? Like we said, you think in the mind of you need to think in the mind of the market efficiency paradigm, right? And we engineer liquidity here, trade away from it to a predetermined spot, and then come back and engage that liquidity. That's how market makers work. I mean, market maker models work. Just like here, we engineered liquidity, right? Traded away from it to a predetermined level. Then we came back and engaged that liquidity there, completing the market maker model there, right? Complete the market maker model there. Boom, we've engaged that liquidity. That market maker model there is done, right? And then you can have huge market maker models, right? We may never get to that. We may, right? You can have one coming from here, right? That may not even be the target that it tries to get to, right? You got one here that has been completed right there, right? That has complete. That can be the algorithm's farthest reason for going. That weekly fair value gap could be what blasts us off. But seeing how price is trading, right? Remember before we was talking about, we had the breakaway gap, we had the measuring gap that was going to take us down to there. That worked out beautifully. We went a lot farther than that, and then now we're down here at this here. So if we go in, we can use the tools that we've been taught, and we can come from this high here, right? We can come from this high here, right? And go back to, this is kind of weird there. There's a swing low there. That's more predominant of a move. So I'm going to use that. That's just a little meh. So I'm going to come to this low here because we got No, I use that there because we got like that, right? We got a swing high there, swing high there, right? So boom, I'll just go there, right? That's our highest high, and then we project bearish, right? And if we look right here, that low that we're seeing is right at 3 standard deviations for this move here, right? This is our institutional market structure, right? There's our upside down smiley face. Remember the upside down smiley face we talk about for swing highs, and then the actual smiley face for swing lows, right? That's our institutional market structure there, right? We got the swing high, swing high, swing high. That's forming a swing high. That's Mr. Smiley Face, right? And if we flip him over, that's what he looks like on the bottom. Looks kind of like a pot pie, right? And using our projection tools, that lines up beautifully with the 3 standard deviations away from where we would anticipate price going, right? Where we would anticipate price going based off of projections, how we're taught to use the fibs to project our destinations, right? We've come down to 2.5, right? And we're rejecting off. Everything is lining up algorithmically because at the 0.5s, what typically happen, we get some type of retracement, some type of sounds a little low. Is my sound low? Cheap cell phone, Empire Traders. Turn your cell phone up. Am I low, y'all?
Now I can hear you good.
All right. Cheap laptop. Turn your laptop up. Put some headphones on. Right? What do we get like right here at the at this 0.5, right? We got like a little consolidation or retracement, right? Over here at this 2.5, right? We got a move back up, right? We blew through that 1.5 cut, slapped through there, right? But when we traded back up to that 1.5, it, we started trading back off of it. So now today is just Monday. So we're looking at how this week closes because we're closing with the possibility. We closed with the possibility of having a civvy that big, right? With the possibility of having a civvy that big, right? Nice strong displacement through these lows here, right? Then we come in here. So if we form a civvy here tied with a break-in market structure there, right? That's still, what I'm saying, that's more signatures of saying, yes, I want to go to that sell side right there. So watching how this candle closes on the weekly, right? Do we create a civvy, right? Along with this bearish break-in market structure. That's what we're looking for on the weekly time frame. Not trying to force anything. CPI is Thursday, PPI is Friday. Right. On the daily, right? Daily time frame, right? We have a breakaway gap, and then we just formed another civvy there, right? So we came out of here, right? Had a bearish break-in market structure, traded back up to the high of the fair value gap, had a breakaway gap and another fair value gap, traded back up to the high, what repriced the entire lower fair value gap, right? And then the breakaway gap stayed unfilled, right? Then we displaced away again, creating another civvy and another civvy. So now we have a breakaway gap and we just formed the fair value gap. Now, right? This fair value gap job is to keep us down. That is to remain a breakaway gap if price is truly bearish, right? Why? If price is truly bearish, right? This right here is the last piece of energetic price move coming from, right? Again, talk about dealing ranges, right? We started out here, took out the high, took out the high, took out the low, right? That right there was our dealing range, right? After we got here, right, all of this right here, balanced price range, because we cut down through it. We stayed there for a minute. Price didn't go back above it, balanced price range. Then we pushed away, right? Not super energetic, but it's a, it's a move. It's kind of high resistance move, but we come back up, look like a nice deep OTE. A nice OTE retracement there. Then we came down, taking out the sell side there, right? Taking out the sell side there, we traded back up into there, and then we dropped again. So now this is the last piece of energetic price move, right, of our overall dealing range there. So now we're focusing on this piece of price there, right? This fair value gap there. This is the breakaway gap. If we come back up to the breakaway gap, that puts us where? Right at equilibrium into a slight premium, and can leave the breakaway gap open, right? To possibly engage that. Right now, we're in a sell program. That's why we're looking for bearish reasons to engage the market, right? We look because the sell program is intact right now. The sale program is intact. If you don't know what a sale program is, that's just bearish order flow, right? We're in, wait a minute. Why was that anchored like that? That was anchored weird. There you go. I had that. Why y'all didn't tell me that was anchored weird, right? So right there, right now that we've created that low there, right now, even if we don't go up to that right there, it'll put us into a premium. Right, if we never come up and touch that breakaway gap, it'll still put us. Let me move this out the way because that's getting on my nerve. Right, it'll put us into a premium on this right here. Had that anchored weird right there. It'll put us into a premium. Right, again, bearish order flow. So that's why we're looking at bearish reasons to engage the market. If you understand how to utilize the concepts, you can trade against the grain during bearish order flow on lower time frames, because you have targets that price should respond to. You got consequent encroachment of a daily wick, right? You got a SIBI right there. You got a breakaway gap right there. So if you're trying to trade against the grain, right, you can trade up. Consequent encroachment of that daily wick can be a shaving point or a take profit, right? Prior day's high could be a shaving point or take profit. That prior day's high puts you into the SIBI, shaving point or take profit, right? You're not trying to force it all the way back to that high, right? If it gives you that high right there, so be it, right? That right there would not be unrealistic. Why? Because this is our entire dealing range, and that's internal sell side. Buy side. That's internal buy side. But when the market is extremely bearish like this, right, and we come in close proximity of the low, right, you want to start focusing more on equilibrium and slight premiums than really, really deep premiums coming all the way back to the order blocks. Right, really deep premiums and coming back to the order blocks, that's more indicative of high resistance, right? You want to see that quick touch and go. All right, daily time frame. All right, before we get down into the intraday price section, let's go over to the spreadsheet. All right, let's go over to the spreadsheet. No more fragos. No more fragos. Spreadsheet is done. The time is 7:04 p.m. We are doing 2 through 26. Those are the numbers that we're doing. Right? We got 33 people watching. I should have 33 names on there. I only got 25 names on there.
Tim, I got here late. Burn.
What's
got
that?
it,
What
Blake?
you want us to do with that? Put our name on there?
That's for the giveaway. I'm giving away one slot inside the art of reading price, not the art of reading price, conquering the Asian session workshop. Click on the link.
Put my name on there.
Click on. Did you say put my name on there?
No, I say how. You say click on the link.
Click on the link inside the Zoom. You'll see the thing. It say it should be a link and it say forms.google something. So click on that, and then it should let you put your name in. I don't know how it looks. Let me see if I click on it. Oh, it come up like this right here. It say what's your name. You click and then you put in your answer and hit submit.
Okay. You said that's in the Zoom or the Discord?
In the Zoom, like in the
Okay.
chat for the Zoom. You got it, Vernon? You got it, Vernon? Where'd that little squiggly line come from? Can y'all see that little squiggly line?
I'm trying.
Oh yeah, click on do you see the link inside the Zoom chat? Where did this little squiggly line come from?
I think that was me.
Oh, okay.
You could erase it.
I don't know. It's not even letting me click it. So
I gotta run downstairs right quick for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
When you click it, it should open up the when you click on the link that's in the Zoom chat. All right. When you click on that, it should open up like this right here, and it say Asian Assassins giveaway, and it say what's your name, and you just click right there where it says what's your name, and then you type in your name and hit submit. At least that's what it looked like on my computer. Who it said it went from 34 to 33. Who ain't put their name on there? Somebody ain't put their name. Who ain't put their name on there?
Oh, that's me, Tim. I'm trying to get my password for my Gmail but I was going to pass it forward and pay it forward anyway.
Oh, got me. Well, look here.
I didn't put my name on there yet either, Tim, but I'm about to run downstairs. I gotta put it back in a second.
All right. Vernon, I got you. Vernon, because I think Vernon's struggling over there. Vernon might be going through the same thing. VCon. And then we're going to put birthday boy. Birthday boy. That's long. Y'all tell my brother happy birthday, man. All right. So we got everybody on there. Anybody else who was struggling with it? If you were struggling with it, put a 1 in the chat and I'll put your name on there. I got you, Vernon. I put your name on there.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, you're welcome. If you were struggling with trying to sign in or if you couldn't find it, anything like that, put a 1 in the chat. All right. And while I do that, let me pull up my Discord so I can see the names that's already signed up. Members. And I'm going to set it to Asian Assassins. Asian Assassins. Boom. All right. One, two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. All right. So we got the Asian assassins pulled up over here so I can see who's in there. All right. Y'all ready? Somebody give me a drum roll. 2 is the highest number. 30 is the lowest number.
I thought you had sound effects today. I'm just messing with you.
Might want me to work. Where my sound effects at? Where my sound effects at? Let me click on here. See, somebody give me, let me find a drum roll. Ain't nobody gonna give me a drum roll. Get out of the way, chat. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to put in my numbers. I said 2 was the lowest number, 30 was the highest number. Right? 2 through 30. All right. Now, drum roll. What's that? Ours wasn't loud enough. Y'all's was good. Why? Generate 20. 20. Who is 20? Number 20. Number 20 is Marco. 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 Let me see. Is Marco on the list? Marco is on the list. Marco is an Asian assassin already. Marco. Where's Marco at? I don't see Marco no more. Did Marco leave? Did Marco leave? Marco said, pay it forward. Marco said, pay it forward. I see Marco in the chat. Marco said, pay it forward. I'm going to put it on the screen there so y'all can see. Marco right here says, pay it forward. All right. So Marco is paying it forward. All right. So one last drawing. Marco said, pay it forward. All right. Random number generator. Drum roll, please. Generate 18. 18 is Carl. I don't know who Carl is. Who is Carl? I don't know Carl. Unless Carl goes by something else. Who is Carl? Is Carl here? Carl. Carl. Are you here, Carl? Carl. I don't know who Carl is. I don't know who Carl is. Ten, 9, Carl, 8, 7, Carl, 6, 5, Carl, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drum roll. This is the last redraw. Only one pay it forward and only one redraw. This is the last redraw. 3. Rhonda Green is the winner. Rhonda cannot pay it forward. Rhonda Rhonda, is Rhonda already there? Let me see. Rhonda cannot pay it forward. Rhonda, we've already paid it forward. And I don't see Rhonda's name. Oh, Rhonda is. Rhonda on there. So Rhonda, you're already on there. I see you. I'm showing, yes, Asian Assassins. Rhonda, you already on there. So I will be sending you a refund for your $100 because you already and you already signed up for it. So I will be sending you a refund for your $100. Let me I'm going to do that right now while I'm thinking about it. Make sure I take that off the screen because I don't want y'all in my WAP business. Matter of fact, let me stop sharing my screen just in case. Okay, so go to WAP, 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 WAP. All right, go to WAP. Let me see. Payments. Rhonda Green right here. 6 days ago, signed up 6 days ago. Come here, refund. Refund payment. Refund Rhonda to Rhonda Green. Yes, refund. Payment has been scheduled to refund. All right. So Rhonda Green. Congratulations, Rhonda Green. Let's see. Congratulations, Rhonda Green. It says payment has been scheduled to refund. So you should be good. Let me come back in here and look. Where'd it go? I can't see it no more. I probably can't see it no more because I hit refund. Yeah. Yeah, you disappeared off the list. All right. Yeah, you disappeared off the list. So all that's good to go. All right, you're not on the paper list no more. One thing about WAP, they be like changing stuff and like the screens be like moving around. I mean, they be changing where stuff is. And there you because last time I did this, it showed me the thing where it said refunded, but now when I go in and look at I'm looking for it. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, refund. All right, there you go. It says shoot. Is there anything that okay. All right, so yeah. Now, there you go. I don't have anything. I don't have anything that's gonna docs me or her on there. And now I can share that. That right there. There he is there, right there. Conquer Asian session refunded right there. You can, as you see, there you go, right there. All right. Yes, you said you would win. And there you go, right there, Rhonda. You can see right there on the screen, it says Rhonda Green, you bought the Conquer Asia session right there, status refunded. That right there. All right, so I appreciate y'all for that. That's the giveaway. Now let's go through the intraday price action. We talked about the monthly, we talked about the weekly, we talked about the daily, and now let's go through and love your generosity. You're welcome. I love y'all for supporting the channel, man. I love y'all supporting the channel. I love just running my mouth, talking about this stuff. And y'all already know this ain't never been like a money grab for me. You know what I'm saying? I just put a price tag on it when I'm giving my time, and I try to make it as affordable as possible. You know what I'm saying? And I try to over deliver, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, I'm doing that, right? Here we go. Intraday price action on the 15-minute basis. We done been on here for a while. We done been on here for a while, and we go. Oh, forgot about my dude Marco. Marco. Forgot about Marco. I'm sorry, Marco. I jalapies. Let's come here. All right, let's come here. Okay. Marco. No, that's not right there. Why can't I see Marco now? Marco, there you go. There go Marco right there. All right, Marco. All right. Marco, since Marco paid it forward, right? Since Marco paid it forward, Marco, I issued you a partial refund for 50% for $50. I issued you a partial refund because you paid it forward. So I issued you a partial refund. I don't want to click on this because I saw something that looked like it might have been like a username or something for you. But Marco, if you want it, I'll send you a screenshot of that inside the Discord so that you can see that it says a $50 partial refund on there. But shout out Marco for paying it forward, and thank you to somebody said that he'll learn and share. Said Marco paying, appreciate you for reminding me that Marco paid it forward, and Marco had already signed up. So Marco, you got a partial refund of $50 for paying it forward, and Rhonda, you got the full refund of $100 because you couldn't pay it forward, and we wasn't gonna do another one if you wasn't here. So that's the end of the giveaway. I appreciate y'all for participating in it. Now intraday price action, right? We opened up over here. We had like a large gap down at 6 o'clock, right? From 5 to 6, we gapped down 383. You're welcome. We gapped down 383 and a quarter points on the open. Huge gap down, right? When we gapped down, we made a beeline down to that weekly fair value gap, that weekly BISI that we had pointed out on the chart prep. It came in at the high of it was 16,588 and 3/4. That was the high of the BISI, the weekly BISI. Right. We traded down. What in the world was that? We came down, took out that initial sell side, excuse me, on the 7 o'clock candle. We dropped down, taking down the initial sell side, right? This right here was the initial buy side up there at starting at 6, right? That was the initial buy side, liquidity, right? Deborah, you pulled out. You just got here a little bit too late. We just finished the giveaway. Right, and this right here was the initial sell side starting at the start of trading after the halt. Right, we dropped down, took out that sell side here on the 7 o'clock candle. Right, traded back up. Right, so this is our initial range for the 7 o'clock from like 7 to 7:30. I'm doing a rough estimate because these 15-minute candles, this may not be the exact high right there based off of the range, but I'm just doing off these 15-minute candles. So that's what we calling it, right? That's our initial range from 7 to 7:30, right? We dropped down, created relative equal lows, right? Below this rejection block there, traded into the rejection block, respected it, right? Traded up, took out the buy side, traded up into this huge fair value gap right here, right? Got a huge fair value gap there. You got a fair value gap, you got a liquidity void, and you got a volume imbalance all in the same area there. Traded up into the fair value gap. Let's see how far we went into it. Did not make it to consequent encroachment. Put it in the 4th grade. Came up right around just above the lower quadrant, right? Came right above, just above the lower quadrant. Then we pulled back down, right, into the range at midnight, right? We dropped down, taking out the short-term sell side, pushed up, took out the short-term buy side, and then we dropped down, right, taking out this low, but not hitting that overnight low that we created on the 7 o'clock candle, right? Not hitting the overnight low that we created on the 7 o'clock candle. Traded up, took out the buy side there, right? Giving us a break in market structure, right? Through London, like inside the London from 3 a.m. up until 5:15, right? When we started the tape reading session this morning, right? We said, shout out Jim. Jim been coming through with the hard hitting analysis. Every freaking day. Jim be pulling up with the hard hitting analysis. Every day we do tape reading. You know, Jim came in, talked about how we were trading based off the 4-hour time frame. We were in a deep discount, but we wasn't really given any signs of wanting to slide down or go up. But because the lower time, the higher time frame was bearish, but because the lower time frame was bullish, right? He said he anticipate price coming back up here somewhat. And I was like, that's a good place to come because that's equilibrium, right? We was in agreement there, right? As you see, what did price do? Voila, right? Hey, I ain't got no magic wand. I saw the same thing Jim saw. What did price do? What did price freaking do? Hey, man, this stuff works, right? So as we started the tape reading, I pointed out, I say, hey, this is a quasi, right? I don't know if quasi the term I'm supposed to be using. This is a pseudo, let's say pseudo. This is a pseudo. Did I just get a commercial in the middle of my live stream? I think I did. This is a pseudo London protraction, right? And if you don't know what the London protraction daily profile is, it's when like your Asian session trades inside of a small range, right? Then the London, start at midnight, you have a beeline into some liquidity, sell side, buy side, and then price will reverse and you will get a continuation inside the New York session, right? So we got this continuation there. You'll get a continuation in the New York session. But the reason why I said pseudo is because the London session did not have a tight range. And this midnight, it didn't give like such a straight beeline, but it was pretty much a beeline, right? And then it's sort of like a London protraction / London delayed protraction, because in the delayed, you'll get the beeline starting around 1:30, 2 o'clock. You get the beeline. And then the other thing that made it not so is like the low of the day is not in the London. It's actually in the Asian, but we never came back and took out that London low, right? So there's a lot of similarities of the London protraction that played out in this, right? We had the beeline to sell side liquidity, right? Then we had to break in the reversal. And then inside the New York, we had the continuation. We traded back down into sell side liquidity and then blast back off up here to buy side liquidity there, right? And that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much it for the intraday price action. That was it. We, had the pseudo London protraction, meaning we attacked sell side, created relative equal lows, did not take out that low, right? Right now, that low is acting as a protected low at this point right here, right? Why? Because we've come down to a deep discount, taking out sell side liquidity right here, swept that liquidity again, right? And then we displaced away, right? So deep discount, took out liquidity, swept it again, displaced away, came back, did not take it, right? That's what I be talking about when I be like, hey, that's a protected low, right? You don't want to see that low touched anymore, right? We came up here, we said, hey, we're going to see if this buy program continues to push us up or if the higher time frame bearishness is going to take over and push us down. Because of the buy program, we don't want to see us coming down here, taking out these lows. We came down, took out that internal liquidity. Looky, who stole the cookie? What did we say? We had, this was our dealing range, right? Then we created this expansion leg of our dealing range. Since we broke out of the top of the dealing range, taking buy side, we can anticipate sell side being taken. Looky, what did we do? We came and took out the sell side and then pang out, took off. Gonzo, right? We was talking about a couple things about trading. Price these nice smooth moves here, this drop down to that sell side that we was looking for. Price didn't give me nothing that I would trade coming down. There was, I think, one inversion fair value gap short that we pointed out, but that wasn't something that I would have taken. And then when price pang out all the way back up here like this, didn't give me anything I would have traded coming back up. Right? Nothing I would have traded coming back up. Right? I made my money trading. Last night, I took a trade over here somewhere, right? And then this afternoon, I took a short over here, right? I took a short over here somewhere. So I made my, and I was trading micros. Right? Trading micros, made close to $200 across two accounts. First account over here, I was being greedy, moved my target, and instead of making $300, I made like $191. Then over here, I got stopped out in profit, and I end up making $194. But it was off of one micro. I was trading one micro. Volatility was crazy. So $193, $194 off one micro. Let's see what that is. That's crazy. 194 divided by 2. 97 points. 97 points. Volatility was crazy. All right, man. That's all I got. Do y'all have anything else for me? Any questions, concerns, comments? If y'all enjoyed this, please do me a favor and share it with somebody. You know what? I'm supposed to be dropping the link for the Asian Assassins, the WAP link for the non-gang members tomorrow. But since we on here, I will go ahead and make the link active now. Right, I'm going to make the link active now for anybody who would like to participate in the Conquering the Asian session workshop that will be kicking off on May the 12th. See, they be moving stuff around, trying to find my stuff. Your WAPs. There it is. All right. Conquer Asia session, public. All right. All right. Is it Conquer Asia session, public? What is it doing? Wait a minute. Why did it go there? Okay. All right. So now the link is active, right? The link is active for the public link for the Conquer Asian session is active now. I just pinned it to the top of the chat for anybody that's not a gang member who wants to participate in the let me come over here and show you what you get. This is So the link is in the chat. Here it is. It's a two-week intense interactive video conference designed to transform your Asian session trading and capitalize on the market's overnight movements. Right? What do you get? Join me for a 2-week intensive video conference. Unlock the secrets of the Asian market using ICT concepts. Deep dive into ICT tailored strategies for the Asian session. 2 to 3 proven strategies, right? Learn multiple techniques. Nightly tape reading, real-time analysis from 8 to 9:30. So it'll be nightly tape reading during the Asian sessions, right? Not on Saturday, just during the Asian sessions. Live Q&A, community support, direct access to peer networking, recorded sessions, review at your pace. Speaking of recorded sessions, it's going to be requisite videos that you are encouraged to watch before May the 12th that I will be dropping, and it's covering, concepts that you should be familiar with, right? And it also will include like the models that we're going to be trading, the 3 specific models that I shouldn't say trading, the 3 models that we're going to be looking for. We're not going to be trading anything. 3 specific models that we're looking for. One is the OG OTE, right? One is the Asian model that Michael, created itself, dealing with liquidity and the new day opening gap or new week opening gap. And one is going to be one that I used to trade myself back in the day, dealing with a sweep of prior session liquidity, right? Depending on if you're bullish or bearish for that session, right? Those are going to be the 3 models that we're going to be looking for during the tape reading, not just saying, because we're going to tape read. And if we notice, hey, this model is approaching, we already going to have an idea. If this model is starting to form, this will be a good entry, right? And so only the OTE, you don't have to worry about a PD array of choice, right? But the other ones, you can determine your PD array of choice if you would be participating in this model or not. Not saying I'm saying push the buttons, but you're tape reading and you're saying, okay, I'm a breaker trader, and based off of this model of sweeping initial liquidity that was established during the Asian, and either trading back to the new day opening gap or using the new day opening gap to attack that liquidity, I trade off a breaker, so I need a breaker to be entering in on, right? So yeah, there it is. And thank y'all again the link is active. I will start to have the link inside the description of the videos, right? For anybody, the public videos, I have the link inside the description of the public videos for anyone who wants to participate in the Conquer the Asian Session series. Series. All right, with that, I'm going to bid you adieu. Unless someone has anything. Going once, going twice. Feed times a matey. Hey man, y'all enjoy y'all evening. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Yep, so I have no scheduled streams. Y'all enjoy y'all evening. Y'all be safe trading tomorrow if you're going to trade. Remember, don't trade what you want, trade what you see. If the market has extreme high volatility like it did today, trade micros. 1 micro is enough. Do not push the envelope. Trade micros, right? All right, y'all enjoy y'all night. See y'all tomorrow on the price action